So you're thinking about moving to Miami, Florida, but you're not sure where to live. Maybe you want a suburb area with great schools and lots of park, or maybe you want to be with all the action and all the restaurants, bars, city life, very walkable. Stay tuned because in this video, we're going to talk about the top 5 best places to live in Miami, Florida. Now, I'm going to refer to a list from niche.com and other public sources. So it's not my opinion. I'm not steering it any way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the Google Maps and we're going to discuss these 5 places to live. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to give you some insight and discuss the surrounding areas so you can get a better idea of what is surrounding it, because maybe they're more affordable than the top 5 lists we're going to discuss today. So if you want to learn more about where to live in Miami, Florida, and most importantly, where not to live, then stay tuned and keep watching because we're going to jump into it right now. What's up, everybody? This is Raymond Goedigozari, your Florida realtor with the Living in Miami, Florida team. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Miami, Florida and the surrounding areas, then subscribe below and tap that bell for notification so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Now, we get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move to Miami, Florida. We absolutely love it. So whether you're moving soon, in 90 days, a year from now, feel free to reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom call. We're happy to help you make that move to Miami, Florida as smooth as possible. Now, let's jump into this video. I'm going to pull up the Google Maps and we're going to discuss the top 5 places to live in Miami. Now, number 5 on the list is Coconut Grove. Coconut Grove is absolutely beautiful. And if you love living within nature, then Coconut Grove is definitely the place to be. It is gorgeous. You're right on the water. So if you want to live in a high condo with beautiful views, you have stunning views of the water, Key Biscayne, downtown Miami. One of the best marinas is in Coconut Grove. Tons of activities that they do. It's very community oriented. There's also a lot of single family homes that are very unique. They're not cookie cutter. They each have their own character and structure, and it's a living where you are living inside your home but you feel like you're outside. They do a very good job of bringing the nature inside. And when they made those homes, lots of windows. They have great schools. They have public schools, charter schools, and one of the best private schools are in Coconut Grove and the nearby areas. As you see here, this is all high-rise condos. Walking in the Grove, right in front of the Coconut Grove Sail Club. To my right, you got the Sail Club right there, tons of sailboats. If you love sailing, Miami has one of the best. There's one here, and there's a yacht club a little more down. Coconut Grove is a great place as you're by the water, and you have some marinas. You can take out your boat or your sailboat, many options. To my left here, you have South Bayshore Drive. And if you like condo living, but you don't want to be in Brickell, with all the nightlife and all the heckness, Coconut Grove is a more laid-back town. And if you love condo living, all these condos are beautiful. Not only do they have magnificent panoramic views, but they're in Coconut Grove, which is a fantastic place to live. Full amenities, gym, pool, spa, all the works. The marina is right across the street. You can walk to your boat. So it's prime location, and you're close to the Gables, downtown Brickell, Key Biscayne, the beaches. It's just a fabulous place to live, whether you have family or you're a young professional. Just want to be away from everything and not in the middle of downtown. Definitely got to consider Coconut Grove. So let's go ahead and show you some more homes so you can get a feel of what the Grove is all about. A few parks, the marinas. The city of Miami actually has their offices here in Coconut Grove. It was the old Pan Am airline headquarters. You can see it. Like, if you like boat life, and it is very laid back. So it's not a city or a neighborhood where you feel like you're very hustle and bustle area. There's a lot of things to do. You can be very active. You can also be very laid back. So it all depends, but it's a fantastic area. So let's go ahead into the Google Maps. As you see, This is downtown Miami where it all started, so everything springs from here outward, north, west, and south, and you got Miami Beach. So this is more like the center of Miami. And so Coconut Grove is not far from downtown, the Brickell area, the Miami Beach area. It is very centrally located. So it all depends. If you're gonna say you're gonna work in the downtown, the financial district, you're very close by. So maybe you're working there in the downtown area, but you don't want to live there because you don't want to be in all the action and the city life. You want a more suburb, laid back feel. And the Coconut Grove is going to be a great option for you. Again, like I said, it has great schools, a lot of parks, whether you're a family with kids or whether you're just a single guy or girl, you will enjoy Coconut Grove. This area right here will be the heart of Coconut Grove. You have the marina, you have some parks. David Kennedy Park is a very popular park. People show up there, play volleyball, and they go rollerblading, bike riding. There's a famous ice cream shop that has been there for almost like 40 years. It's like before food trucks were even popular. It's basically like an ice cream truck, like a food truck, but they only sell like ice lemonades and like crushed ice lemonades with different flavors and a few other things, but that's all they sell, and they are constantly packed. So people who are out there playing volleyball or just enjoying the day, walking around, walking with their dogs. Coconut Grove is very dog friendly. That's one thing to mention. That little area gets packed. Kenneth Myers Park. Another park is right here. You have Dinner Key Marina. All this is a very large marina. If you have a boat and you want to store it here, or just whether you store it at your house or store it here, you can go ahead and drop off your boat here. And here's where the city of Miami has their headquarters. And the commissioner's office is here, the mayor. Okay, as we move, Peacock Park. I am in Coconut Grove in one of the parks called Peacock Park. Behind me over there, you have the water, the bay. You have beautiful townhomes right there. It's a gated community. You have a baseball field. They do a lot of events out here. You got a playground with the library over there, a restaurant called Glass and Vine, which is delicious, outdoor seating, Peacock Cafe right across, and that's the beginning right there where most of the shops and restaurants, and then it curves in. You got Coco Walk in the back. You got beautiful condos with all kind of amenities, full amenities, all up there. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys, at least from the outside. Down that street, that's Bayshore Drive. Beautiful road, borders the bay. You have the marina. The city of Miami has their offices there. You got I think it's a fresh market, and you got that park that's right on the water. So this is the heart of Coconut Grove, the center of it, where most of the shops and restaurants are. You got homes on that side over there, which is the east side. And then after Main Street, you continue going west, and you have more homes over there on that side. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys in the neighborhoods so you can get a feel for how the Grove is. The Grove is a beautiful place, right on the water. If you wanna live in condos, you got beautiful condos up there, like I mentioned. You have also single family homes. If you like to live within the trees, wild trees just everywhere, not big lots, but beautiful homes. Coconut Grove is a place to be. And if you like a community, you feel like a community, there's everybody who lives here gets to know each other. So it's got a small town feel, and the location's fabulous. You're close to downtown Brickell, Key Biscayne, the beaches, one of the best locations in all of Miami. And also if you're a family, you got good schools surrounding by here. You got parks, playground, there's always festivals going on. Here they have a famous once a year art festival. They close on the streets for 2 or 3 days, and this is like the hub with food trucks. There's a stage over there on that side, and play music both days. So this is a beautiful place to live in Miami Beach. Excuse me, a beautiful place to live in Miami. If you want to be close to everything, but you don't want to be in all the action, maybe you're gonna work in downtown or Brickell, or on the east side, this is a great spot. And it's close to Coral Gables as well, and just a bridge, just take the bridge over to Key Biscayne. You got Brickell right there, you can take it to the beach. So let's go ahead and take a tour and give you some idea of how the neighborhoods are here. This is where it's called Coco Walk. It's an outdoor shops and restaurants. It was very popular in the 80s and 90s. Then it went through a period where it was pretty dead, but it just finished getting renovated and it is beautiful. It's state of the art, brand new, very modern. A lot of coffee shops. Okay, Grand Avenue and Main Highway and South Bayshore Drive. This intersection is where Coco Walk begins. You have a hotel here, and then down Main Highway you have little restaurants, cafe, bars, ice cream shops, tons of them. Down this street, Green Street Cafe is a great restaurant. Down this street you have all the locals, is fantastic if you like burgers. Great eatery, like if you just like to live in a place and very walkable. You can live by here, or maybe you're not that walkable, but it's a short drive. But once you're here, you can walk up and down these streets, pick a restaurant, have some ice cream, or maybe a Sunday afternoon, go get some coffee. And down here you have a pizza place. See it pops up. I love going with my family and my kids to an ice cream shop called Salt and Straw, and it's always packed, but it moves pretty quickly. The ice cream is delicious. They have very good ice cream, unique flavors. They have their regulars, but they're constantly changing up. So me and my two little girls, my wife, we love going here. I don't know why, but Sunday late afternoon and night is a popular time to get some ice cream. Here it is, Salt and Straw ice cream. Great little ice cream shop, and it's not the only one. There's a few more down this street, so you can find some chilling and nitrogen ice. There's another one that they sell only popsicles. There's a few more down Main Highway, but tons of restaurants, shops, and cafe bars down this neighborhood. Now the housing, if you like to live in a condo with gorgeous views, then they're gonna be along South Bayshore Drive. Beautiful condos with great views. No matter if you're looking to the water or north, you can see the whole city, the downtown area, and the location is fabulous. Coconut Grove, it doesn't like to grow so much. They like to have that small town feel, and so you won't find any big chain. Home Depot finally got in, but it wasn't easy. They took a while to get in. The citizens of Coconut Grove did not want it in there, but they negotiated. They found a happy medium and they were able to come in, but no contractors in that Home Depot. It's not small, but it's smaller than the typical. Berries in the Grove is another one. It's a great place to eat. So tons of great restaurants in Coconut Grove. And down South Bayshore Drive is one of the prettiest roads in Miami. And you got a hospital, Mercy Hospital here, Vizcaya Museum, which is an old estate built, I don't know when, a long time ago. It was here when there was nothing here, and they would come in boats. So this is another park, Alice Wainwright Park. This is where I had my first daughter's birthday party. It's beautiful because it's right on the water, and it's very private. It's not private, but not many people know about it, so it doesn't get that packed. So this is still part of the Grove. And you're just a short ride away from Key Biscayne. As I zoom out, you'll see here Key Biscayne is over here, which we'll discuss in other videos, and then you're not far away from downtown and Miami Beach, which is on this side. So that is Coconut Grove, and the surrounding areas are still a good option to look at, which is up here the Coral Way area and the Rhodes. The Rhodes is a smaller neighborhood with single family homes, very small, but it's really close to downtown because downtown doesn't have any single family homes, and the Brickell area. So this little pocket right here is a fantastic neighborhood if you want to live close to downtown, but you want a single family home and you're not in the Grove, so you're still within this same vicinity. And you got Shenandoah, which is another little neighborhood, Silver Bluff, and all these little neighborhoods right here. You got Coral Gate, Coral Estates right here, right before another major neighborhood we'll discuss in a little bit. So that's a nice little location. But Coconut Grove does border two of the other neighborhoods we're going to discuss. So let's go ahead and jump into the next one. The number 4 neighborhood on the list to live in Miami, Florida is Coral Gables. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods to live. Coral Gables is a very walkable city. It's a very large city within Miami. But if you live like in the downtown area, there's tons of shops, restaurants, cafes where you can walk to.
There's even a freebie service, which is a little golf cart that if you live within the vicinity, it'll take you anywhere in the Coral Gables Miracle Mile downtown area for free. You also have a Coral Gables on the east side, which it extends all the way down to the water, Biscayne Bay. So it's very spread out, but it's a great neighborhood where your kids could run around outside, go to the parks, tons of parks. There's pools. There's a pool called Venetian Pool, which is like a cave made of coral rock. It's really cool. I like to take my kids to the park in Salvador Park, which is close to the Biltmore, one of the nicest hotels here in all of Miami, also built back in the 1920s. So it's a great family-oriented place to live within the Miami area. So we're gonna go check out some more of Coral Gables.
If you also like to live in nature, but it is a little more well manicured, Coconut Grove is more natural, and there's parts that are manicured, but more wildlife nature. Coral Gables tends to be very well manicured, lots of huge trees, landscaping, beautiful landscaping, tons of golf courses. You have the downtown. Let me exit here. This is Coral Gables. As you see, is much bigger than Coconut Grove. It borders Coconut Grove. It's just west of Coconut Grove. It's still very close to downtown Brickell area and the Miami Beach area. Forgot to mention the Miami airport is right here. So the Grove and Gables are relatively close to the airport if you are someone that needs to travel out for work, or whether you go on vacations and you know how far it is to the airport. Now Coral Gables goes from sort of like the middle of Miami all the way, so it goes straight down south all the way to the water. So there are many parts to Coral Gables. The north part is more the Little Gables area, is the entry level. The lower price homes will be around this neighborhood. You can find some scattered, but Coral Gables is a higher end price point, just like Coconut Grove. You got a golf course here, which is Granada Golf Course. Surrounding this golf course, you have nice, big, large, old 1920 homes, which that's when Coral Gables was founded. As you move south, you have the Biltmore Hotel, and not to mention, before we move more south, right here on this side, on the east side of Coral Gables, you have the downtown, which is it's called Miracle Mile, right here in Coral Way. If you like restaurants, just like I mentioned in Coconut Grove, very walkable down the streets, which is like some blocks from Lejeune to Douglas Road. It's just full of restaurants, ice cream shops, cafe bars, lots of wedding dresses or wedding stores. I don't know how that started, but there's tons of them down Miracle Mile. And within a few blocks north and south, you still have restaurants, bars, and you also have a lot of buildings with banks, financial district. So besides the downtown Brickell area, this little area in Coral Gables, the downtown area, and there's a lot of financial jobs and finance jobs, insurance, investments within this neighborhood. So Ponce de Leon is a street that goes up and down Coral Gables. So this will be more the downtown. There's some homes here, but you'll find a lot of condominiums on this side. As I zoom out, here's all single family homes. You have the Biltmore Hotel, which is beautiful. And when the presidents come visit Miami, this is where they typically stay, and this is where they typically play golf in the Biltmore Golf Course. It's not private. You can become a member, but anyone can come and play the Biltmore Golf. Granada Golf Course is a 9-hole golf course, which I like going there because if you just don't have any more time to play golf, sometimes it takes 4 hours. So if you only have a few hours, you want to squeeze it around. I love playing golf. You can come to Granada. It's like a beginner's course. It's an easy course, but it's well manicured. It's nice, and you can get around it probably within an hour and a half. You can play a 9-hole golf. So as I move down, you have another golf course here, but this one is private. This one's called Riviera Country Club, and it's a gorgeous golf course. It's a private golf course. They also have a nice tennis facility if you're into playing tennis, you and your family. And just south of that, you have the University of Miami. It takes up all of this. So the University of Miami is in Coral Gables. And so most of the students will live around Coral Gables or Coconut Grove or the professors, and it does employ a lot of people in Miami because it's one of the largest universities we have, besides FIU, which is another big one we have. It's farther west. And all this is single family homes. Now you're crossing US 1, which is a main highway that goes north and south on the east side of Miami. Now the homes on south of US 1 tend to be a little pricier. You start getting close to the water. You're near this canal, a lot of waterfront homes here, close to the Coconut Grove area, which is a nice neighborhood. So down here on the south part of Coral Gables, you'll find larger homes, more expensive estates near the waterways or on the ocean. You got Gables Estates, Old Color, Biscayne Bay by the Sea, Coco Plum is a popular one. This is a private community, gated. Some in here are gated communities, some are not. So you have many options to choose from. Up on the north side, not many gated communities. Most of it is going to be no association. Some people like that. Some people like to have a gated community and don't mind the association. This little pocket is not considered Coral Gables, so it sort of goes around here, which is another nice little hidden gem called High Pines. This neighborhood has beautiful homes, nice sized lots, and you're in a good neighborhood. You're close to South Miami, which is another neighborhood we're not talking about in the list, but we'll mention earlier. Close to Coral Gables, close to Coconut Grove, and so definitely another nice little pocket called High Pines. And you don't pay the Coral Gables property taxes, so still have great schools in that area as well. As you move down south, you're bordering the east side close to the water. You're still considered Coral Gables. You have Fairchild Tropical Gardens, which is tons of acres. I don't know how many acres. All this is just beautiful landscaping and botanical gardens. You gotta pay to go in, or you can become a member. They constantly have events or showcasing an artist. I know one time they had this chihuli, I forgot what it was called, and these beautiful glass ornaments made of handmade were just laying all over the garden and on the water, and different colors. And so they have things like that where you can come and walk around. They have a little cafe within it. They have movie nights. So if you have kids, it's a nice little place to bring them. And Coral Gables does have great schools like Coconut Grove, and great private schools, charter schools, and public schools. And that is why these two neighborhoods maintain their home values. They're just a great place to live, so they hold their value no matter what market you're in. And you have a marina in Coral Gables called Method Hammock Park and Marina, which is very convenient if you live in Coral Gables or nearby. Besides it being a marina, it also has a beach, which is awesome if you have family and kids and don't want to go to Miami Beach or a busy beach, just want to get away and be more calm. It does get crowded, but it's not that big, so the typical crowd is typically a family with kids. The water goes in here and it forms a natural lagoon style beach. Really cool. There's a restaurant here. You can have brunch, lunch, or dinner. Palm trees and sand all over this with a lifeguard. It's super cool, and they don't charge you. It's public. You do gotta pay to a Method Hammocks, which is, I think it's $7 per vehicle. It's very cheap. Tons of parking, so you can come and take your boat, or if you're not gonna go on a boat, you can come and enjoy the beach with your family. The kids can run around the sand, go in the water. You can have lunch, dinner, or even have a brunch in the restaurant. And right here there's a walkway that goes around. Beautiful views of the East Coast by the Bay of Miami, the water. It's really nice. Now there are three very good neighborhoods that are bordering the west side of Coral Gables, which are great alternatives if you cannot afford a house in Coral Gables. You have West Miami, which is on the north side, close to the north side of Coral Gables, which is an actual city. It's called West Miami. It's not that big, it's very small, and it's very affordable. Single family homes. It goes from 8th Street, which is US 41, all the way to Coral Way, from 67th Avenue, which is right here, to 57th Avenue, which begins Coral Gables. So in here you have single family homes, you have nice condos. Down this 57th Avenue, you have some restaurants, some shops, you have a Publix, you have A Street and Coral Way, which are main streets that have tons of shopping to do and restaurants. 67th is also a main one, so it's bordered by 4 main streets and avenues, and you have a park, you have good schools, so the city of West Miami is a great alternative. Just south of that, you have a little neighborhood called Shenley Park, which is a hidden gem, which looks like Coral Gables. A lot of trees. You got a park. The houses are very similar to Coral Gables, but you don't pay the Coral Gables property taxes. It's just south of Coral Way, north of Ludlam, which is Bird Road. In here, and just west of Coral Gables, you have the Nicholas Children's Hospital, which is one of the best hospitals for children in all of Miami. All these are single family homes. This actually goes from Coral Way all the way until this canal, this Coral Gables canal, because over here is a different neighborhood, which is still a pretty good neighborhood, Bird Road neighborhood, but here is Shenley Park, all in here. Single family homes, very nice, great property values. So that's another alternative. And just south of that, you have South Miami, which is all of this area west and south of Bird Road, all the way to Sunset Street on the west of Coral Gables. In between 67th Avenue and 57th Avenue, you have South Miami, which is also a nice little area, which have a little larger lots. Prices are a little higher. You have Sunset Place, which is an area where it's an outdoor mall which has restaurants, ice cream shops, bars, very family oriented. They do festivals, they do farmers markets once a month. It's right here in this little triangle right here. You got the movie theaters, you got a Whole Foods, tons of little restaurants, cafe shops. So this little area right here in South Miami, the downtown South Miami, is visited by people who live in South Miami, Coral Gables, Pinecrest, High Pines. So it's another little pocket that is close to Coral Gables. Just in case you're thinking of, oh, Coral Gables is a little pricier, out of my budget, you have some alternatives which are near Coral Gables, just neighboring neighborhoods, and just as good location-wise. So there you have it. That's Coral Gables, another fantastic place to live. Now there are 3 very good neighborhoods that are bordering the west side of Coral Gables, which are great alternatives if you cannot afford a house in Coral Gables. You have West Miami, which is on the north side, close to the north side of Coral Gables, which is an actual city. It's called West Miami. It's not that big, it's very small, and it's very affordable. Single family homes. It goes from 8th Street, which is US 41, all the way to Coral Way, from 67th Avenue, which is right here, to 57th Avenue, which begins Coral Gables. So in here you have single family homes, you have nice condos. Down this 57th Avenue, you have some restaurants, some shops, you have a Publix, you have A Street and Coral Way, which are main streets that have tons of shopping to do and restaurants. 67th is also a main one, so it's bordered by 4 main streets and avenues, and you have a park, you have good schools. So the city of West Miami is a great alternative. Just south of that, you have a little neighborhood called Shenley Park, which is a hidden gem, which looks like Coral Gables. A lot of trees. You got a park. The houses are very similar to Coral Gables, but you don't pay the Coral Gables property taxes. It's just south of Coral Way, north of Ludlam, which is Bird Road. In here, just west of Coral Gables, you have the Nicholas Children's Hospital, which is one of the best hospitals for children in all of Miami. All these are single family homes. This actually goes from Coral Way all the way until this canal, this Coral Gables canal, because over here is a different neighborhood, which is still a pretty good neighborhood, Bird Road neighborhood, but here is Shenley Park, all in here. Single family homes, very nice, great in property values. So that's another alternative. And just south of that you have South Miami, which is all of this area west and south of Bird Road all the way to Sunset Street on the west of Coral Gables. In between 67th Avenue and 57th Avenue, you have South Miami, which is also a nice little area, which have a little larger lots. Prices are a little higher. You have Sunset Place, which is an area where it's an outdoor mall which has restaurants, ice cream shops, bars, very family oriented. They do festivals, they do farmers markets once a month. It's right here in this little triangle right here. You got the movie theaters, you got a Whole Foods, tons of little restaurants, cafe shops. So this little area right here in South Miami, the downtown South Miami, is visited by people who live in South Miami, Coral Gables, Pinecrest, what else? High Pines. So it's another little pocket that is close to Coral Gables. Just in case you're thinking of, oh, Coral Gables is a little pricier, out of my budget, you have some alternatives which are near Coral Gables, just neighboring neighborhoods, and just as good location wise. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to smash that like button and comment below. This will help us to better understand what you want to know about, so we can provide better content for you guys in the future. Now back to the video. The next one on the list is Edgewater. Edgewater is a small neighborhood. It's not a city, it's just a neighborhood really close. So let's say you want to live like in the downtown Brickell area, you like to be close to everything, but you don't want to live inside of it, and you want to live a little way, still have beautiful views. You like the condo lifestyle, you like to be near areas where are more trendy happening. Edgewater is a great place to live. Like, this is the downtown area right here. These are all bridges going to Miami Beach, and this is Edgewater right here. It's between I-195, which takes you to the mid Miami Beach, and 395, which takes you to South Beach. So you're right in between both of these causeways. Whether you want to go to South Beach or Mid Beach, which are totally different, you can just take one of these entrances. You're right on the water. You have gorgeous views of Miami Beach during the day or nighttime. And you have a park. I actually used to live by here when I was younger, in my early 20s. And when I lived here, there was only a few high rises, and that park was there. It was just starting to be developed. Now this place is great if you like to be in that urban feel but close to the water. And all this right here on Bayshore Drive are high-rise condos. This is a park it's a pretty large park that takes all this area. You got tennis courts, volleyball courts, a little dog park within, people walking around the area doing birthday parties. They have a playground. Alright guys, so I am here in Edgewater. I'm standing in one of the parks right next to the water, and you got the condo lifestyle right behind me. So if you turn around, this park is surrounded by water overlooking Miami Beach. So you got Miami Beach over there, you got boats on that side with a marina. This park is huge, has basketball courts, tennis courts all the way at the end, which we'll check out in a bit. A dog park within it, a playground for the kids. Tons of people just walking around the side of the block all along the park. People playing basketball right behind me. And you got all these condos, high rises, and 1, 2, 3 or 4 tall ones right here. And I actually used to live in the first one. It's called Bay Park Plaza. A long time ago, before all these were here, but things have changed. This park has gotten a lot better. Great environment, great ambiance. Just smell the ocean breeze. You got boats driving through the intercoastal. You can see both bridges. Beautiful, stunning views. And all these condos have full amenities: gym, a pool, and pools on top so you can overlook the water. So it's always a gorgeous day out here in this area. And all these on the bottom, they have restaurants and cafe shops. You got that one, which is called the Grand. It's one of the first ones that was here. And then on the other side, you have US 1, which is Biscayne Boulevard.
tons of more condos, and you have a lot of cafe, restaurants, a lot of things to do on that street. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk around and show you a little bit about the park and see some condos. Let's go check it out.
You're right on the water, so you get that nice breeze. The one thing about Miami, that if you're closer to the water, you'll feel it, something about the air, that it just smells different if you're close to the water. At least, I don't know, at least maybe it's only me, but I've lived here all my life, and I definitely can sense and smell if I'm on the east side. It just smells different than I'm farther west, closer to the Everglades. So you get that cool ocean breeze, and this is all condominiums, beautiful condominiums, and then there's restaurants, shops, cafe shops, all on the bottom. This is Highway US 1, which is the main road that goes north and south. The Daily is a great little sandwich shop. It's always packed. People love going there. Paramount Bay is another condominium. Right here is a little pocket. There's really not much here. And then you have the north part of Edgewater, which is this. Down here was developed first. Up here is it started to be redeveloped because the older condos were up here, but now they're starting to make them new, tearing down the old ones and bringing in new condominiums. So all these are a lot of condos with gorgeous views. Now let's talk about neighboring neighborhoods. Like I mentioned, you're close to Miami Beach, you're close to downtown, you are close to the Adrian Arts Center of Performing Arts, for the Performing Arts, where they do a lot of opera, musicals, and concerts. And right here, right on Edgewater, the FTX Arena, or where the Miami Heat play, is right here. So you're close to all the action, but you're not in it. And that's why when I lived here, I liked it, because I was close to downtown Brickell area. If I didn't want to go out, I could just hang out in Edgewater, and it's a more relaxed feel. You are right next to Wynwood, which is a up-and-coming, trendy neighborhood. If you like little boutiques, arts, if you love the arts, anything about it, like art all over the walls, the restaurants have just art everywhere. It's a very creative, artistic town, very walkable up and down Wynwood. Single family homes, but you got, most of them are going to be condominiums, they also have nice views, which is next to Edgewater. And then right north of it, you have the Miami Design District, which all this is single family homes. Wynwood is going to be more condos and a lot of restaurants, bars, and things to do. They do once a month, they do art festivals where you walk around, enjoy the art, and with a glass of wine, and it's very chill, laid back, and some music. They do that once a month in Wynwood. The Miami Design District is another area where, if you like fashion, right here they just built a brand new mall with all the high-end brands, Gucci, any brand you can think of. I think they even brought their headquarters to the Miami Design District. It's right here. So right here up and down you have like little shops, restaurants. It's a very trendy and artsy neighborhood. Very creative. Known for the sleek modern architecture. Alright, so those are your neighboring neighborhoods. Edgewater. So if you were a family, this is also a great place. And don't get me wrong, like maybe there's families, maybe you are thinking about moving, but you like to be with all the action. You have family with kids. You do not like the suburbs, you're more city lifestyle. Edgewater is a great option because you have parks, you have great schools, you're close to the beaches, and you have condo lifestyle, which that's what you like, with gorgeous views, and they have great amenities, whether you have pets or family with kids, and to live in this area. So leaving Edgewater, we're going to the next one. Okay, the next one on the list is gonna be Pinecrest. Pinecrest is one of those, like I just mentioned, if you are a family with kids, you want that suburb feel, you want a lot of space, you want a single family home, large single family home with tons of parks everywhere, amazing schools, whether it be public schools, private schools, charter schools, and you want to be away from the city life, but you want to also be close to the water because you have a boat maybe. Pinecrest is one of my favorite places to live. 95% of it is just single family homes, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It starts all the way in the downtown area, 88th Street, all the way down to 136, bordered by US 1, which is that highway that I mentioned earlier that cuts on the east side of Miami, north and south, all the way to Old Color, which is just like Bayshore Drive, Old Color is one of the prettiest roads in all of Miami, bordering the east side, close to the Biscayne Bay. All this area is beautiful single-family homes, and you got canals running right through Pinecrest. Let's see if we can pull up Google Earth so you can have an idea. All this is Pinecrest. There's canals running right through it, and leading out to Biscayne Bay. You got a lot of parks. You're close to the Falls Shopping Center, and you got a lot of canals running through it, leading to Biscayne Bay. You have Pinecrest Garden, which is it used to be old parrot jungle, which is beautiful, but they turned it into a Pinecrest Garden. They have concerts, small little boutique, outdoor stage. They have events, but it's another place like Fair Chapel Gardens, but a lot smaller, where you can just walk outside and enjoy the beautiful gardens. There's birds flying around, parrots, and that's a nice little area. All along Old Color, you will have a bike path where you can just ride bike up and down. St. Louis Catholic Church, and they also have a great school there. Miami Palmetto High School is your high school. Evelyn Greer Park, this is where my youngest daughter had her first birthday party, and I remember like it was yesterday. We're setting up. It looked like it was gonna rain. It started raining a little bit, but just when the party was about to get started, clouds went away and it was beautiful, sunny. So we were blessed to have a nice birthday in Evelyn Greer Park. There's another one called Sunnyland Park, which is very similar, but this one has, I think it's a little bigger. It has baseball fields, and they both have baseball fields and soccer fields, so a lot of activities for the kids to do. Guadalajara Mexican Restaurant is a nice little restaurant if you like Mexican food. And Pinecrest, so all of this is single family homes, but you're not far from all the restaurants and shops because they're all along US 1. You have the Falls Shopping Center, which is right on the south part of Pinecrest.
We are here located at the Falls Shopping Center, which is one of the nicest shopping centers in all of Miami. It's an outdoor shopping mall. As you can see, it's pretty loud because hence the name The Falls. This is actually the beginning. There's actually a waterfall that starts from here and goes all the way right through the center of the mall. And on both sides you got shops, you got great restaurants, you got Los Ranchos, which is a great steakhouse right behind me. American Doll, which my daughters love coming here because it's a doll store, but they let you play with all the dolls. They'll be there hours just playing, and sometimes we don't even buy anything and they don't say anything. They're super nice about it. And then we go eat churros at Churro Mania, which is delicious. They can't get enough of it. They're like elephant ears, and they're long sticks instead of like elephant ears, with powdery sugar, cinnamon. You can dip them in chocolate, dulce de leche, Nutella, all kind of yummy stuff. So they love doing that. They never get tired of it. We try to do different things, but they always want to come and do the same thing, but they enjoy it. There's a movie theater all the way at the end where it's the center. We'll walk over there later. There's a pizza shop, Häagen-Dazs. There's other shops there that you can go on the other side of the cafe store, and all the way at the end there's Macy's. So all along here you have the Apple store, you have Gap, sunglass store, everything you can think of. So it's a very family oriented mall where in the weekends it's just packed, and even if it's packed it has a relaxed atmosphere. So I don't know if it's the water maybe, but it's definitely a relaxed feeling, which you feel away from the city, and you can walk around with your family, enjoy a good Sunday afternoon, and then have some lunch or dinner. But this is one of the great things, and the good thing is about it is that it's right between two of the neighborhoods that we talked about today in the top 5 neighborhoods to live in Miami, Florida, with family, with kids. So definitely is a good attraction if you live around this neighborhood.
There used to be Bloomingdale's. They closed it. They're doing something else there. Most of it is just small and boutique shops, but they also have, you know, typical mall stores within the Falls. And surrounding it, you have a lot of restaurants. You have Total Wine, you have the YMCA. You have a little golf course called Briar Bay Golf. It's another 9-hole golf course if you like golfing and you don't have much time. This is one that you can go if you live by the area. Pinecrest is one of these neighborhoods that if you want that suburb feel, single family home lifestyle, fantastic schools, but you want parks, and you like to just live, play, eat, everything in one area, but you don't want the city life, Pinecrest is one of the best places to live in Miami, Florida, if you have a family with kids. So the surrounding neighborhoods are also amazing. And to the left of it, which is close to the falls as well, this area right here is the Kendall area. Again, this has a golf course called Killian Greens. All this is single family homes. It's similar to Pinecrest, but maybe Pinecrest is out of your budget because it's a little higher end. Then Kendall is a great option because the homes here are beautiful. They have great lots, great for families. You have parks, also great schools. You're close to the falls, you're close to US 1, you're just on the west side, and you're also close, which Pinecrest doesn't have, you're close to all the expressways that shoot out all over Miami. 874 in the Turnpike, 874 takes you to Palmetto, which is another one that goes north and south. So Kendall area right here, not West Kendall. West Kendall is a little farther west, obviously, but Kendall is a fantastic neighborhood, and it's 95% single family house. There are some condos and townhouses near the falls, but most of it is going to be single family homes, very well kept, and no association. So if you don't like association, Kendall is a great area, and Pinecrest as well. Pinecrest does have some that are gated, but you'll find the lots that are not gated. So that's Pinecrest. Below Pinecrest, neighboring in Kendall and Pinecrest on the south side, is another fantastic neighborhood, very similar to Pinecrest. The only difference is a little farther south. Palmetto Bay is right below Pinecrest, right here. Starts on 136. Okay, here's Palmetto Bay, which is south of Pinecrest, and still on the east side of US 1, so you're close to the water. And just like Pinecrest, it's 95% single family homes, large lots. You got Coral Reef Park, which is a very large park. All right, we are here in Coral Reef Park, which is one of the largest parks in Palmetto Bay. Palmetto Bay is known for its parks. If you like recreation activities and your kids love to go to the park, either to play soccer, tennis, there's baseball fields, and there's a little canal that runs through the park. You can do birthday parties at these kiosks that we have behind me. You can come and rent them. Great schools, private, charter schools, or public schools. So Palmetto Bay is another option. Let's say you love Pinecrest, but maybe it's out of your budget. The price per square foot in Palmetto Bay is a lot less. So definitely a good neighborhood to look into if you're considering something like Pinecrest. So let's move on to the number one neighborhood on our list. And the number one neighborhood on the list to live is Brickell. Now, Brickell is not for everyone, but if you like living like the Manhattan, New York City lifestyle, Brickell is like our Manhattan from New York, living in Miami. Here's where you will find all the high rises, one of the tallest buildings in all of Miami, maybe in all of Florida, in such a small area. Look at this. This is not that big. All this area, it's beautiful. You're right on the water. This is where Miami was started and born, in downtown and Brickell, and it grew from here. Obviously back then there was no high rises, but when they founded it, they definitely fell in love with this part of Miami. You have Brickell Key, which is a little bridge that takes you to Brickell Key if you want a little more private, but this is where all the action is. Tons of restaurants, shops. All along you have high-rise condos on this side. Now on the west side of US 1 is where you have most of your restaurants and shops, and there's more happening. If, let's say, it's also good for families, because I have helped many families move into Brickell, and they just like it. They like being on the water, they like the condo lifestyle, they like the views, and it's very family friendly. All along here you have boardwalks that you can just walk around with your kids, and you're close to the beach, you're close to Coconut Grove and Coral Gables and other neighborhoods. So there's a lot of things to do. This is US 1. This is the old part of Brickell right here, where the high rises began. So these condominiums tend to be a little larger in space and square footage. They are slowly being remodeled and renovated. If you want more living area, these may be a good option for you. This is US 1, which is Brickell Avenue. This is the bridge that takes you to Key Biscayne. The prettiest views in all of Miami is up and down this causeway. So in here in Brickell, you have, like I mentioned, tons of restaurants, bars, a lot of nightlife, a lot of things going on. Like, parking is not easy in Brickell, so if that is something that's gonna bother you, then Brickell's not for you. But if you don't mind that, where you're gonna walk anywhere or take an Uber or to get a scooter or bike to move around, Brickell is the place to live. You can just live here and you don't need to get a car to live anywhere else, because there's like 3 Publixes all over the area. They're not popping up now. There's one, but there's 3 Publixes very close to each other. You have the Miami River that runs through it. You have American Social, which is on the bottom of a condo building, right on the Miami River. Outdoor dining, and great food, and also great ambiance. And at night it turns to like a nightlife lounge area. You can bring your boat, pull up, and just get off. You can come in a car, walking, however you want. One cool thing about living in Brickell is that it's very walkable, and you can live here, walk to all the places, even to do your groceries. And if you don't want to walk, maybe you're going a little farther, and there's a transit called the Metro Mover, which is just like the Metro Rail. The Metro Rail is larger. It does a loop from the north side of Miami to downtown and to the south part of Miami, which is a above ground train station. But Brickell and downtown have a smaller train that goes above ground called the Metro Mover, which is standing room only, and it takes you, it has many stations. All these are stops that it does along the way, and so it's very convenient. If you, let's say you want to go to downtown, you don't want to walk over there, you just take the Metro Mover and you're there in no time. So the Metro Mover does a loop from Brickell all the way to downtown and comes back. It just does a loop up and down. So that's another benefit of living in the Brickell area. Easy to get around, whether you use a Metro Mover or walk, or just Uber, or just use a bike or a scooter. You have the Brickell City Center, which is the newest thing in Brickell. All right, guys, we're in Brickell City Center. Just gonna give you a sneak peek of the beautiful view from Brickell City Center all the way down through Miami Ave, which down this street you have many shops, restaurants, bars, condos. It's a main avenue that goes to Brickell. And over here on the left we have the theater. So I'm on the 3rd floor of Brickell City Center. It's a covered outdoor mall right smack in the middle of Brickell. Brand new, 3 levels, great restaurants, movie theater, high-end shops, cafe bars, ice cream shops, great for the kids. And there's some lounges, I think, on the top, and a condo surrounding it. All right, let's take a tour. Outdoor shopping mall, which has high-end clothing stores and boutiques, great restaurants, great outdoor mall. You also have Mary Village, Mary Brickell Village. This little area right here is Mary Brickell Village. South Miami Avenue is a one-way street going north, which all up and down South Miami Avenue. You can have a lot of restaurants here, Mary Brickell Village. Restaurants up and down here, ending in Brickell City Center. So all the action is gonna be here. This side is a little more slower pace. Maybe you love Brickell, but you need to be at least not so in the middle of the action, where let's say you like to relax on weekends or whatever it may be. On this side it's a little more laid back. Obviously close to the water. Something about the water just relaxes people. You got the Marriott Hotel. So a lot happening here. A lot of hotels, condos, restaurants. Brickell is a very happening place. And then you got Brickell Key right here. Now surrounding Brickell, you have, let's say you want to live in Brickell or the downtown area, but you're sure you want a single family house, or you're going to work in this area but you want a single family house and you don't want a condo lifestyle. This little area right here is called the roads. You see how the up streets go north and south here? Here they start going diagonally because Coral Way, which is the main road, starts going up to Brickell. This area is called the road, and it's all single family homes. A lot of charm to it, just like the Coral Gables style homes. So this is great There's a school, St. Peter and Paul Catholic Church. So if you want single family homes, this is a nice little pockets, nice little neighborhood. Key Biscayne is another option, but we'll discuss that in another video. Or if, let's say, you want a lifestyle where you want more laid back, or maybe you're retired and you just want to have a more private neighborhood, island lifestyle, Key Biscayne is a great option. Obviously, you have beaches. If you have a boat, it's great because you have your boat and easy access out to the ocean. They also have a little strip where they have restaurants, shops, but they have Crandon Park, they have a tennis courts, golf course, Crandon Golf at Key Biscayne. So Key Biscayne is a wonderful place to live, and whether it's family or you just retired, want to get away from all the hustle and bustle of Miami, Key Biscayne is a great spot. So there you go, those are your top 5 neighborhoods. Hopefully this was very helpful and you have a little more insights. I know it's a little long, but I wanted to give you as much detail as possible, and hopefully you're more informed about where you want to live and maybe where you don't want to live, and the different parts of Miami in close to these 5 best neighborhoods. There you have it. Those are the top 5 best places to live in Miami, Florida, and the surrounding neighborhoods that we discussed. Now, there are many great neighborhoods to live in Miami. Those are just top 5 from niche.com, and I discussed them so you can have a better understanding of these areas and the surrounding neighborhoods. So hopefully you're better informed and more educated than before on where to live and where not to live. And it all depends on your lifestyle. The first step in choosing a neighborhood: are you a family with kids? Do you want to be in an area with great schools, lots of park, lots of activities, space for your kids to run around, safe neighborhood? Or you want to be with all the action? You're a young professional, single, you like the nightlife, or you like the boating lifestyle, you like the salt life, where you're constantly going on fishing, boating trips, hanging out by the water, or you like going to the beach a lot. Whatever it may be, your lifestyle is the first thing and we need to know to determine what neighborhood is best for you. You want to make sure you're on the right foot when moving here to Miami, Florida, so you can have a great experience. You don't want to be far away from where you need to be, stuck in traffic, because Miami is a city where you need to drive everywhere. So you want to make sure we plan that ahead. And the only way we can help you get the perfect home for you is if you reach out to us, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom call. We're happy to help you make that move to Miami, Florida as smooth as possible. So until next time, we'll see you later.